Hey there everybody, welcome to this video. My name is Paul, I'm from Germany. You might have already noticed my German accent. Anyway, on this channel I'm focusing on tech reviews as well as filmmaking. So if you are interested in that, consider subscribe. In today's video, I'm gonna talk about exposure and in detail how to expose your shot correctly. So in my previous episodes, we were talking about the options that we have to expose our image correctly. So we were talking about aperture, ISO and shutter speed. So now I tell you how to use these options to properly expose your image. Beginning with shutter speed, due to the 180-degree shutter rule, I set my shutter to double whatever my frame rate is. So that means that my shutter is mostly always fixed. So since I'm filming in 24 frames per second, I set my shutter to a 50th of a second, and I can use aperture and ISO now as my flexible options to expose my image. I would set my ISO as low as possible to have the least amount of noise in my image. So I set my aperture to have a properly exposed image. But what actually means properly exposed? Here we also have some options or some hints in our camera which tells us if our shot is properly exposed or not. So we have in the display these evolution values, not evolution values, exposure values. So we have these exposure values, and whenever it tells you that it is around 0, your image is properly exposed. Please note that you have to turn on spot metering, so that means that a specific spot in your image will be measured for exposure. But we also have another option which is more correctly and more precise. We could use this one here. This is a gray card. It's very inexpensive and it is very useful. So I have linked mine down below if you want to check that out. But what we have to do, so we have to turn on our zebra into our camera, and we have to set our zebra to 50%. And as soon as the zebra stripes are disappearing from our gray card, it shows us that our shot is properly exposed. And we also have the waveform monitor, which is kind of more advanced. And as soon as your gray card is around 40 RRE, so you have all these lines, and the fourth line represents 40 RRE, that means that your image is properly exposed. So that was my quick short video about exposure. I hope you learned something, and I hope to see you guys in my other videos as well. So please hit the thumbs up button below and subscribe to my channel, and I see you guys in my very next video. Cheers!